Good morning, it's Laura here from Your Last Resort Home Organization, and it is Friday again, which means we're back with another live video. And today I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about minimalism, and this is kind of a word that people are throwing around a lot, and everybody seems to have a little different definition of it. And what is it? And is it possible to have kind of a minimalistic approach and lifestyle with having a family? Because kids, they do have a lot of stuff. So today we're going to be talking about tips for being organized with your family. So I'm really excited today to have Celine Hambling with me. There's Celine.
Hey!
And Celine is a busy mom here in the Valley, and she is full of so many wonderful ideas. And I should also mention Celine is an artist and is very good at visual and design, and so I knew this was a perfect thing. And she's been having a minimalistic approach with her family and her home, so I wanted to bring her in and talk about some of the really cool things that she's been doing. So just to start us off, Celine, thank you for coming on.
I love talking about this stuff. I've never done a Facebook Live, I don't think.
You don't think?
No. Maybe one with my kids frigging around. Messing around, but not like this.
Not for real here.
No, not for real.
Yes, we're really serious here. So I'm going to start. I wanted to talk to you when we were having a little bit of an off-camera chat beforehand. But what is minimalism, and what do you think that means, and how did you get interested? So I just want you to talk about that a bit.
Yeah. So minimalism. One of my favorite definitions is living a meaningful life with less. So what I like about minimalism personally is that it really varies from person to person. Am I talking to you or talking to the camera? Talk to them. Okay.
You can talk to them, yeah.
So it really varies from person to person. There's some minimalists who have like 50 items in a backpack and they travel the world. And then there's people like me who are really drawn to the idea of minimalism, but I have a busy family and lots going on, and I don't live in a tiny home or out of a bag. I have, a normal house. So how do you deal with that? And then the other thing that I really like about minimalism is it's not just getting rid of all your stuff.
I think that's the common misconception.
Yeah, don't like, we're going to do a little house tour, and I think you'll see that it's not,
you still have stuff.
I still have stuff. But the goal is really to have things that I think matter to you. And also, for me, being a visual person, I really enjoy visual clarity. So it de-stresses me. I find having everything in its place and a place for everything keeps all of the kids, they know, like when they're getting to an age now when they want to cook in the kitchen and it's like, well, where's the this? It's always in the same place. You're not digging through layers of stuff because they know where it is. So it lowers stress level, and it just makes daily living, I think, a lot more pleasant for everybody, and especially me, where I do most of the cooking and cleaning and shopping and all that stuff. So there's lots. I mean, the other part of it too is when you are trying to live a meaningful life, you're also, or for me anyway, the other part of it is not giving into consumerism. Like, we're so inclined these days, it's just in your face all the time, and you really have to think about what you're bringing into your house and where it's going to go, and if it really is going to bring value into your life. And that's where Marie Kondo now, with her tidying up,
bringing the joy,
bringing joy. And I totally feel like that's important. I only want things in my house that have value, add value to my life, bring joy, and are useful. That's it. Yeah.
And that's what we're kind of all about here. So Celine has graciously agreed to give us a little bit of a tour of her house, and talking about the minimalism approach. And I don't even know if that's the right
I don't know. Like, I sort of throw a whole bunch of
coming behind you here.
Yeah, it's good. I've been interested in decluttering. I remember actually a tipping point when I was a kid, when my room was so chaotic, and I just was like, I can't. My parents make fun of me. I used to like save every piece of wrapping paper and everything. And then I finally was like, I don't like living like this. And so since then, I've been a declutterer, but yet still brought too much in. So now I feel like I'm older, I understand what matters to me, and I'm getting better at really choosing the things that I want to have around me and not just always get rid of stuff. I feel like
Conscious decision making.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't you take us down? I'm going to flip the camera around.
Okay.
And you can also see her beautiful kitchen here. It's just, her home is so beautiful. So Celine's going to take us down to the kids' rooms.
Okay.
We're going to follow you. And she's going to give us some tips on how to set up a child's bedroom. This is her son's room. Isn't it gorgeous?
So, yeah, you can just look around and I'll talk a bit.
Okay.
So this is my son's room. He is a really curious, creative world traveler type of guy into all kinds of different stuff. And so Laura and I were talking about how you still let them have the things that matter to them without just having total chaos. So,
especially when they're a collector, because my son, who's also the same age as Celine's son, is a collector.
Yeah.
And you don't want to say, no, you can't collect that.
No.
So how do you manage that?
Okay, so...
what do you do, Celine?
So a couple things. Like you see on his windowsill, we're still trying to find a solution. These are some of his treasures, and they're small. So I've been working with a bunch of different ideas for things, like getting something like this and putting a bunch of little boxes that things can go in. I haven't figured that out yet, so in the meantime, it's just there. But back over here, a solution I did find is we have done some traveling, and he likes bringing back a souvenir, but I don't want a whole bunch of stuff because that windowsill is getting full. So we started getting him to bring keychains. Mm-hmm. And then I found this is like a tie rack at the secondhand store, which I thought is kind of cool. It has a bit of character and is perfect for displaying his key rings. So that was one solution that we found out for something that adds value and has meaning to him.
And you can still see it. It's visually...
you can see it and it looks nice. So that was one thing that we did there.
You show us the closet?
Yeah, so in the closet, in terms of clothing, so you can see up top he has some rollerblades and things that he doesn't use as often, so that's why they're up higher. Down low, he's allowed to have one bin of off-season clothes. This is all Lego that he's a bit sort of on the edge growing out of, perhaps. So that might go once he loses complete interest in that. And then here we have his hanging clothes. He does have his socks and underwear and some bins under the bed, but we try to hang up here, and he only has what he has. So I'm constantly taking things out. As soon as he outgrows it, it's going to consigners. I don't have any other kids to hand them down to. You know, I would do that, or you keep them if you have. This is the thing. You need to think. If you have kids that are going to need these clothes, don't get rid of them. You know, they have value and you will use them. But for us...
you have one boy and one girl, so it's not you're saving them.
The younger one is done. So I'm not keeping it in bins forever. I'm not giving it back to him. I won't tell a lie. I have one bin, similar size. All my bins are exactly the same, so they all fit. I don't have a ton of them. I probably have 10 with different things, Christmas decorations and whatnot. But I keep them the same exact, so they stack perfectly, and they're all clear see-through.
So you can see
what's
in them.
I have one of baby clothes, and even that, I used to have like 3. So over the years, what's really like, at first, you have a new baby, you're like, oh my god, everything is so sentimental, I'm keeping everything. And then when they're 10, you're like, okay, this outfit was really cute. She might like to give that to hers or just see it. But this t-shirt... yeah. With a
you can let more go every time you go
easier.
through.
So, you know, this Marie Kondo, I know a lot of people are watching the show, but I also read the book. And what's interesting is she says you only have to do it once. Okay, I don't agree. I love her. I love a lot of things that she says. But I feel like, especially with a family... your interests change, your lifestyle changes, the kids grow. So I feel like it's an ongoing process, not like every minute of every day, but it is something that you have to stay on top of. It's not just going to be, okay, every December or this January, I'm going to do my whole house and I'll never have to do it again. It's just not going to happen.
Yes, that's a good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, I feel like it's giving yourself limitations. So back to that closet situation. So shoes, right? Kids, even adults, me and my husband limit ourselves as well. But so the kids have, I think it's like 10 slots here. They keep 1 boots at the moment by the door. Everything else has to come in their closet, their shoes. He only has 4 extra pairs of shoes at the moment. I just got rid of some sandals and stuff that aren't going to fit him this summer.
Season.
And then they know that as they get older, especially my daughter now, getting into teen years, if she wants to add, they have to fit in here. So
where did you get that case?
That's an IKEA.
Yeah, I wondered.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gorgeous.
So
yeah.
if they run out of shoe slots, they need to get rid of shoes.
When it's full.
When it's full,
yeah,
something's got to go.
So you want to talk about that with his drawers over here too, and the same concept.
So back to the whole little boys collecting and whatnot. I give him these drawers. When they're full, he needs to sort through them and get rid of stuff. Or I help him generally. But this is his, his Nerf gun.
And that's a great way to, when it's full, it's time.
If I couldn't open this, it's time to declutter.
Yeah.
If, you're getting your stuff in there, okay, no problem. You can keep that stuff. And I don't even care what you keep.
Yep.
It's totally your personal choice.
That's not, so it's not, you're not coming in and decluttering for them. Yeah.
No, he gets total control.
Yeah, and he's learning the skill too.
Yeah. So then my daughter's
girl's bedroom is another beautiful space.
So she is a bit older, but it's sort of the same thing. She has one season of off, like a lot of empty space, right? One season of off, or one bin of off season clothes. She has her shoes, shoes. She has her dance costumes sort of back where you're not seeing them because she hasn't. Now those, same thing. She holds on to them for a year or two. She's not going to use them again. And then eventually she has a niece, so she'll pass them down when she's willing to let
when
go,
she's ready.
Right? So
but they're not in the way right now, and they're not taking up space.
It's part of, she's a dancer. It's just really who she is. And so her hanging clothes go here, her shoes go there. I can vacuum the floor.
Yeah, you can get in.
And then she keeps her things over here. So, okay, Marie Kondo, the whole folding thing. I tried it. I did. I was all over it. I'm like, yes, I love this situation. It didn't work for me, and it didn't work for the kids. So, brace yourself. This is her pants drawer.
Right.
It is not tidy in terms of Marie Kondo tidying up. But when she gets her laundry, I put it on her bed, and she can throw them in there. And again, as long as there's room.
And the drawer is closing and opening.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
On the lower level, she has like her pajamas, and then she has like her sporty athletic stuff down here, socks and undies up there. So again, there's a lot of room. I don't have to fight to close the drawers.
And it's fine. It's out of sight, and it's hers. And it's her space.
Every season we go through when we take out the new stuff. Switch from what's working, what still fits, and so we always have space for everything.
Awesome. Okay, you want to show us the system in the kitchen too?
Oh yeah, okay. So, all right. So paper and artwork. So
that's a big thing with kids. Like that's where one of the conversations we're having is that paperwork comes in and school notices and artwork. What do you do, especially when you have this clean line aesthetics?
So I'm an artist. Did we mention that?
I'm not sure. So you can say it again.
Okay, so I'm an artist.
She's an amazing artist.
Painter. Also do some classes sometimes. Oh yeah. So the kids, I encourage. They're not artists. Like they're artists, but they don't love it as much as I do. However, I feel like they make beautiful art that I want to hang on to. And then there's also a lot of other papers that come in with kids, as most people with children will know. So what would normally happen is your kids come up the stairs and they drop everything right on my big, beautiful island. Which is a no-no.
We've got a few of our stuff here cluttered now, but we'll hide that.
I don't like that. So, easy solution. Ta-da!
The drawer.
The one drawer. So I have one drawer and one drawer only. This is the thing that I think helps me is having some limitations. So the one drawer only, anything that I see around the house when I'm tidying up at the end of the day, or the kids too, they know, they're like, here, Mom, here's a paper. I'm like, put it in the drawer. I can't deal with it right now. Put it in the drawer. So everything goes in the drawer. And then when they're looking for, where's my homework sheet? I'm like, check in the drawer.
Check the drawer.
And then once a week, generally, it really, this hair is driving me crazy because my body can't fill out. I'd say once a week. I just go in, or if it gets too full, I sort through everything, take out what I don't need, take out what's garbage, take out expired coupons, whatever, and I get rid of it. As I'm doing that, okay, so that's step one. So this is landing
Well, that's
zone.
a good idea, like the landing zone too, because like sometimes you don't have time. You're busy and you're rushing kids to dance and whatnot. You don't have time to sit and sort all these papers, which is why it piles up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least this way it's out of sight, out of mind, and you know when it's time to tidy, you just have one drawer to deal with. You're not running around your whole house feeling like, oh my God, every room I go in is full of stuff. You just know where to go. So that's step one. Step two is what we were talking about. Sometimes you'll find things like a report card.
Ooh, we won't show that.
That was in here, and you think, okay, I do want to hold on to that. So where does it go next? So downstairs, back to my whole bin system. I have one bin, which I brought upstairs to show you guys. So here's my one bin that has any important stuff from all of us. So
not one per family member,
No.
one family box.
yeah, and so anything for me, like if something, or my husband's in the military, if he gets a certificate or an award or whatever, anything that is meaningful to us that we want to keep, and I found it in the drawer, I take my stack of stuff, if I don't have time to deal with it, and I stick it in the bin, and I know that I'll deal with it later when this gets full. Some of this stuff I'm just going to keep forever. So over the years, we go back and revisit things again, and I'll do it sometimes with the kids if it's artwork and say, you know, do you still really love this? What does it mean to you?
But it's all in one spot.
Yeah, it's one bin. I can bring it easily upstairs. We can sort through it, have a good laugh, have some memories, and then keep what we want, don't keep what we want. So then from here, if I'm keeping it forever, then it just stays, like I said, some artwork. But other things, like the report card, for example, we have these downstairs in our office. We all have color-coded, so by our favorite color, these memory books. So what happens is when I have time to go through the bin, things like report cards or artwork or letters that they wrote or things that, or photos, things that matter, we put into these plastic sleeves. And then we have souvenirs and memories over the years in these handy dandy binders. And everybody gets a binder, or 2 or 3 in the case of the kids. And
Because you say the kids have a couple binders now, right?
yeah, the kids, I think we're up to 3. And then this is just stuff like, there you go. So from when I won, when I used to have a business.
The Happy Day Spa, you might know Celine from there.
So I kept that in here. It comes in a big, hunky, chunky folder thing. The folder wasn't adding any value to my life.
It takes up space.
Takes up space, so it just goes in the sleeve.
Yep.
You know, anything that was meaningful to me, donations that we gave that meant stuff. My grandmother when she passed away, and you know, all of these important things. My grandfather when he was in the paper, things that are
memories.
Yeah, the car that my parents, their first car. So stuff like that I can, I think that was, maybe it was my grandfather. I'm going to have to get the story. Anyway, so all the stuff, when the kids were in the paper, you know, so things like that you are going to want to keep forever and you want protected and you want to flip through, but you don't have time to do like fancy scrapbooking. It's okay. You throw it in here and you have it all, right? So
and it's all in one spot and you can find it.
One spot and you can look through it and you're good to go. So we have those on the shelf in the office and everybody has theirs and the stuff finds a happy home. The other thing though that I absolutely love.
This is exciting. I've never seen this before, so I'm excited for you to show.
So with the theory of minimalism, people think, oh, it's really stark and it has no feeling or emotion or no sentiment. Like, back to my friend Marie Kondo, when she's talking about the categories and she gets to sentimental, she's like, that's the hardest one. And it really is. Because you have all of, like, this, to some minimalists would think I'm a hoarder, right? Like, this is I understand that this, to some, is a lot of paperwork. But to me, I can live with it. I like our binders on the shelf.
It's clean, it's neat, it's organized.
Give me mental clutter, it works. So I like to surround myself, though, with all the things that matter and mean a lot to me. And of course, as a mom, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen, stereotype but true. So this is a digital photo frame. It's by a company called Nix. I'm sure Laura can post.
We'll post a link, but you got it from Amazon.
So I got it on Amazon.
NIX?
NIX.
Okay.
I did my research. There's a lot of different ones out there, but these ones are my favorite. And it's mounted on the wall right next to my window and my kitchen area. And what's so awesome about it is that the stuff in the bin or in the binders, it's still tucked away. But I want my memories with me
and
all
visual.
day and visual. So the one that she just showed you there, the one that came up on the screen, was one that my daughter did. She called us the S'mores family. If you know our family, it makes total sense. And then I just put the date and the age, the year and her age and who did it. And the cool thing, so it comes with this little remote, which I almost never use because you can set the settings to move as quickly or as slowly as you want. I think I have them. My little memory stick holds, I think, 200 or 300 images. So I like to see a lot. So I have it on there, I think, a minute. They've been rotating. But you could set them for an hour if you only wanted a few. And if you were having a friend over and you wanted to show them, you could
use the remote.
You can use the remote. So this is a photo I took on a safari in Africa. So every time we see that, we remember our safari in Africa, which is, an amazing family memory, and we have it right front and center. And then back to the art, because kids' art gets really crumbly. It's not archival quality. Not to sound snooty, but it's not archival quality. So even in the bin, it deteriorates, it crumbles, it cracks. But when they bring it home fresh, I'll try to find some art here. This. So when they bring home some art, you can photograph it when it's fresh and new. Have it on your screen. You can have their age or their name or what school they're on, or whatever information you go on. I do that on my computer. Upload the photos, put the information. Although the new Nix ones, when you're entering the photos on the Wi-Fi ones, this one has a memory stick, but they have Wi-Fi ones. You can just type it in right when you put the photo from your phone, and it goes right to it. So this is an older version, but nonetheless. So you have your photos, you have your artwork, you have everything in an area. I told Laura before we started, I'm like, I want 3 more. I want 1 in every room. So, and then that's the other cool thing. It's motion sensor.
Oh yeah, I love this.
So it shuts off. Right there, the little eyeball. And then you walk in the room and boom, your stuff starts playing. And again, it's staying for a long time, but it does rotate through. And things that matter to you too. Like if there's quotes that mean something to you, you can put all kinds, you can even put videos. I don't have videos because I feel like it's a bit distracting. But you could have just like if there were, I don't know, if you went on safari and you just had the elephants walking or whatever, you could put a video of that.
Does it have sound too, or is just the
sound? But in the settings, where's my settings? So when you go to settings,
she should be making a commission off of these.
I know, but it's so great.
I'm thinking this is like a Christmas present for everybody.
So you have like even your color saturation, your screen mode. I have it. Let me see if I go to main settings. Yeah. So we have display. Then we have. Oh, come on, cooperate with me here. How come I can't move over to time?
But that's where you move.
Okay, I
there
don't
it is.
know.
It's moving.
No, that's moving that.
Okay.
Oh, I think I do this. Why is it not doing it? Okay, anyway. I'll figure it out later. But you go to and set the time. Yeah, that's what it was. It was set how long you want them, so that's time.
Oh, the intervals, yeah.
And then general, I forget what general. Oh, there we go. Time. Haha, it worked. So if you wanted to do a slideshow, how the size, the alignment, if you wanted to all of this stuff, and then general, media, USB, repeat one,
movie,
add
repeat.
volume, so you can have, or audio volume, you can have volume, motion sensor, so 5 minutes I walk away, it shuts off.
Yeah.
So I just think that is a way to keep your personal important things
right there.
Right
As you say, like here's the kitchen sink.
Yes,
yeah, right here in the kitchen.
We have open concept, so anybody is sitting on the couch, you look over and you see a photo that if it was in an album,
you wouldn't see it. And I imagine that sparks conversation too with everybody.
You have people over and you're hanging out, eating at your island or whatever, having a cocktail party, and I have some funny ones when my sister and I were younger, and like just all this stuff that in an album.
Yeah.
Albums are great. I love albums. Not knocking albums, clearly. And I have photo albums too. But I just think that if you're really trying to minimize, that you could get rid of the photos.
And move them there. And the artwork.
Or the artwork in particular.
Yeah. And you had some of those kids' writing samples too.
Yeah,
The shorter writing samples were on there
funny
too.
Quotes, things that kids say. You could put that out. You know, kids say the darndest things. You could like have that on a slide that shows up there too. So I just think those are some of the things that help me keep the main area of our house calm, more minimal,
visually pleasing,
easier to clean.
Yeah.
When you're not working around a bunch of stuff. And like I said too, like, you know, like so this isn't kids stuff, but like this is my baking drawer.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
So when the kids say, or Ellington, she's 12, right? When she's like, I want to make muffins. Where's the flour? Where's the this? Where's the that? It's there. It's clearly marked. It's always the same. These are always flour, sugar, and oats, you know? Like, she just knows where to go and how to get things.
And it's labeled, and it's labeled from the top down so you can see. So you can see, so you're not reading through. That's why I say, don't read through the drawers.
No.
Yeah.
So all of these little things, that's what appeals so much about minimalism is just less consumerism, less mental, visual clutter, less stress.
Yep.
To me.
Yeah.
That's
just a few. I mean, those are simple systems that you've got set up that I think that anybody can replicate too.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that is awesome. My last question I want to ask you that I didn't tell you that I was going to ask you is, that I ask everybody who comes on camera is, our business is called Your Last Resort, helping people to turn their house into their own kind of resort.
Yes.
So what do you like to do at home that makes you feel relaxed? What is your...
We started when you first came. What did I say?
Oh, that's right.
Do you want some
tea? Yes, that's right.
And then, so then that's the other thing.
Oh, you're on their photo mug.
Yeah, my little photo mug, too. So even when I have my tea, I have my little people with me, too. But yeah, I love sitting right in that corner there, drinking tea. That is the most peaceful, I think, that I can be at home. Making art is fun, but that's not... It's chaotic. It's stressful. People think making art is so calming, but I think if you are an artist, you're really trying to create something very specific. So I've heard other artists say this too. I don't feel like, I don't know, maybe there's some artists watching. I don't feel like it's engaging, but not necessarily relaxing. But tea,
relaxing. You don't have to think. Just relax.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna flip back around here and say a huge thank you to Celine for coming on air with us today and sharing her beautiful home and some of her systems, and hopefully, I know I found this really helpful and really interesting. We love the rainbows of teas is what I think I'll flip that back around so you can see. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Is that David's tea? Is that what I'm reading up far away? Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. So, hopefully that you got some great information about this today, about how to organize and streamline some of like the paperwork and your artwork and display within your own house. And if you found this video helpful, please like and give it a share so other people can learn just as well. And if you are struggling in your own house and you need some help, we're at yourlastresort.ca and happy to come in, and we can bring Celine in to help set up family systems as well too. So lots of resources, and never be afraid to ask. Sometimes you just need help getting get the first system started, and it's okay to ask. So we're at yourlastresort.ca or on Facebook for Your Last Resort. And thank you very much for watching today. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to store china and your dishes, and how to do that safely and for heirlooms and things like that. So tune in next Friday when we'll be talking about that. And until then, thank you very much and have a great day.